I'm Henry Payne, auto critic for the Detroit News, and I'm here at the Ford stand at the 2014 Detroit Auto Show, where Ford is messing with two icons, the Ford F-150 and the Ford Mustang. And by messing with, I mean evolving into the 21st century, making these products more fuel efficient, sleeker, and more powerful for a global market. How radical is the new 2015 Ford F-150? Behold a magnet. Look, Ma, no stick. Magnets only stick to steel, and the body of the Ford F-150 is entirely aluminum, the first truck in its class to achieve that with a lightweight material. The Ford also makes use of shutters inside the grille, which, when the big truck goes over 40 miles an hour, those shutters shut, which makes the front end more streamlined, thereby gaining more fuel efficiency. The all-aluminum chassis and the fuel-efficient touches are all part of Ford's plan to make all of its products more high-tech. And as we walk around the Ford F-150, you'll see some of those touches. The headlights, both low beam and high beam, are both LED headlights, first in their class. But as rugged as the exterior of the Ford F-150 is, step inside with me and welcome to luxury. One of the amazing things about the modern truck is how luxurious it is inside. This is pretty nice in here. Almost as nice as my living room. I'm thinking maybe a lamp over there, maybe a love seat over there. It's a beautiful, finished, polished interior, complete with navigation screen, cup holders, and Ford has pushed out the interior this year by 2 inches, so that there's even more center console room. Listening to its customers, Ford has also added another storage area right here in the door. Moving around to the back, this is a crew cab version of the truck, and look at the room back here. I'm 6'5". This is a comfortable trip car, not just a utilitarian truck for visits to the construction site. From big truck to muscle car, let's head over to the Ford Mustang. On its 50th birthday, the Ford Mustang is getting an extreme makeover, making it sleeker, better looking, and more efficient. What Ford is trying to do with the 2015 Ford Mustang is not only make it more competitive in the segment, where it's lost out for the last 3 years in sales to Chevrolet Camaro, but it's also trying to make it a more globally appealing product. So to begin with, the styling is very different, very controversial among the Mustang faithful, because the front end of the Mustang it looks much more like the family of Mustangs now. Look at the Ford Fusion, look at the Ford Focus, and the front end of this Mustang looks much more similar to those cars, rounding out the edges, sort of adding this Aston Martin guppy-like grille. It's still unmistakably a Mustang. Let's go inside this beast. For a big guy, there's plenty of room, which is important because you want to pull some G's in this car. But the seats are comfortable, but also have nice bolstering for when you want to go fast. The 3 cylinders for internal air. But again, the luxury of inside cars is really what stands out. This is a so-called muscle car, but the interior with the cup holders, with the nice leather shifter, with the nav screen, it's really a beautiful piece of work. We got some stitching in the on top of the dash. It's a nicely put together interior. But remember, this is still a small sports car. It's called a 2+2, which means in theory that it's got rear seats, but that's a pretty tough fit for your 6'5" scribe. In fact, not quite sure how I would travel in a long distance in this thing. Not a lot of headroom, not a lot of leg room, but give me a snarling V8 and I can be comfortable in anything. But for all the talk about the new Mustang styling and the new EcoBoost engine, what really makes this Mustang special to this motorhead is right under here in the back, because this is the first Mustang ever to get an independent rear suspension. This is how you get better handling. This is how you compete against the Chevy Camaro, which also has an independent suspension. This is how you compete against European sports cars, making this car a lot more flexible and a lot more sporty to go with all of its horsepower. This is Henry Payne, auto critic of the Detroit News, signing out from the Ford exhibit.